Part 3. Let's get her done. Number 30. Ember versus Asuka, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. This should have been Ember Moon's chance to finally win the championship. This should have been Ember Moon's chance to win the NXT Women's Championship. Because she got screwed over at Orlando. She got injured before TakeOver Chicago, so she couldn't even wrestle there. And I really thought that Brooklyn 3 was going to be her shining moment to win the NXT Women's Championship. But other than that, the match was good, and it totally built the rivalry between Ember Moon and Asuka, who are both now on the main roster. Number 29. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, NXT TakeOver Rival. The Four Horsewomen weren't even in their original form, weren't in their greater form by this point. You know, Bayley wasn't at her prime at this point. Charlotte wasn't at her prime at this point. Becky and Sasha, they weren't at their prime. The Four Horsewomen weren't in their true form by this time. This was the first Fatal 4 match that would feature all 4 girls, and we'll probably never see all 4 of them in a Fatal 4 match ever again. So we should cherish this as much as we saw it. Either way, this ended with Sasha Banks winning the NXT Women's Championship, thus beginning her heel run both on the main roster and on NXT. Number 28. Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger versus Andrade Cien Almas versus Roderick Strong on December 21st, 2016. The first Fatal 4 match that would determine the number 1 contender for the NXT Championship. I think the wrong man won this match. I feel Ty Dillinger should have won this match because everybody was on his side in his time at NXT. But either way, the match was good. There was a lot of back and forth action, counter after counter. And even though Bobby Roode won, even though I didn't want Bobby Roode to win, I wanted Ty Dillinger to win. The match was pretty good. Number 27, Sasha Banks vs. Charlotte on July 15th, 2015. Now, Charlotte and Sasha Banks had 4 matches against each other at NXT. And I have to go with this one because this was the last match. This was the last match before them, along with Becky Lynch, would go on to the main roster. And I feel like this was the more competitive of the two. There were no interferences by Becky Lynch or by Ric Flair. I feel this one was more serious. I feel like this match between Charlotte and Sasha was more serious than their other ones, and it totally belongs on this list because it's my personal favorite of their matches. This is my favorite match between them. Number 26. Bobby Roode versus Roderick Strong on July 5th, 2017. Now, in the build-up for this match, Bobby Roode was going after Roderick Strong's family, and his wife and his newborn baby was in ringside at Full Sail in this match. Roderick Strong was holding his own against Bobby Roode. I wanted Roderick Strong to win, and it even had a great moment where even Bobby Roode hit the glorious DDT right in front of Strong's wife. Man, and it's amazing that he's not a heel on the main roster because he's an amazing heel. I feel like him as a face doesn't really fit his personality. Either way, the match was good and it had a great ending. Number 25, Sanity versus the Authors of Pain, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. I've been waiting for this match to happen for a long time. When Sanity and the Authors of Pain both debuted on NXT back in 2016, I felt like they were really similar. I felt like they were very similar in booking, running through all their opponents. And when they finally collided when they finally fought each other at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, I enjoyed it. This match had everything. It had a turn on the Freebird rule, great action. It even showed what Alexander Wolf was all about, and even a scary spot when Killian Dane both smashed both Nicky Cross and Razor through a table. And it even had a great ending with them winning the NXT, with Sanity winning the NXT championships, finally defeating the Authors of Pain, who were undefeated by this point. And to make things even more better, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish ran in and destroyed everybody, beginning the era of the Undisputed Era in NXT. Number 24, Sasha Banks vs. Becky Lynch, NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. Becky Lynch is on a roll on the main roster right now. She might be underutilized, but she is a great talent, and she's being booked better on the main roster right now. And I feel like this match really put her on the map. Now, Sasha and Becky had a partnership back in 2014. That ended, and they had an amazing match at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. The match was all about Becky. It was all about Becky. Even though Sasha won, everybody was a fan of Becky Lynch now. She gained the respect of the NXT universe, and it really put her on the map as far as popularity goes. This match will always be one of her best. Number 23, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Rhino and Baron Corbin, NXT TakeOver Respect. The finals of the first ever Dusty Rhodes Classic. They really did a great tribute to Dusty Rhodes with the Dusty Rhodes Classic. And the finals match really paid its tribute to Dusty. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe were still friends at this point, and Rhino and Baron Corbin, sure, they had a match at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable earlier that year, but they actually made it to the finals. The match is pretty good. It even told a great story where Finn got his knee injured earlier in the night by the Revival. So we were wondering how that's going to play out. And it ended with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor winning the Dusty Rhodes Classic, even though Joe would turn on Finn weeks later. Number 22, Asuka vs. Nicky Cross on June 28, 2017. Nicky Cross and Asuka competed in a last women's standing match that was the main event of that NXT taping, of that NXT episode. And this was a great match. There were a lot of insane spots. Nicky Cross powerbombing Asuka onto the ramp and to the chairs, leading on an ECW chant when Asuka took out the trash can. And it all ended with a superplex from the ladder onto the NXT announce table. I didn't care who it was going to be. I just wanted someone to take the NXT Women's Championship away from Asuka during her undefeated reign. But other than that, this was a great match, and it even deserved a Match of the Year candidate. Number 21, DIY vs. The Revival, and NXT TakeOver Toronto. Sure, the Revival and DIY's match at Brooklyn 2 was okay, but I feel that this match was even better. Great action, counter after counter. There was even a moment where DIY did the Revival's finisher, and the Revival almost did DIY's finisher. A 2 out of 3 falls match, so you know it was going to be good. And it all ended with a great ending, with DIY winning the NXT Tag Team Championships. Two indie darlings that everybody were behind. They finally reached their moment at Toronto. Even though the team would disband, this match will always stick to us forever. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Join me tomorrow. We're almost done. Join me tomorrow for part 4 of the top 50 NXT matches of all time, when I count down numbers 20 to 11. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.